Today we are diving back into the megastructure of Lorn's lore because Rubeki has just released an expansion with 5 new maps for $5. The first one is simply called Blame. I think we all know what inspired this one, and it's the longest of the new levels. It feels very Lorn's lore still, but it isn't quite an expansion to the original game. This level feels so much bigger somehow, more expansive, and had a lot more moments of stillness as I looked around in amazement and disbelief. I actually ended up turning off the HUD about 5 minutes in because I knew I was going to be taking some screenshots of this one. Throughout the whole thing, I always intuitively knew where to go, although occasionally my method of getting there didn't work out so well. Really, I just could not stop looking up, down, left, and right. There's just something about seeing a tiny, glowing door off in the distance that gets me going. And then having to use a network of catwalks, pipes, and concrete slabs to get there, that's how you create a truly no-caps game. Once inside, I had this nagging feeling this might turn into a horror game as I climbed up this staircase step by step, but there was just some sort of sci-fi mining rig contraption situated up top. I struggled to remember how to properly tic-tac from wall to wall in this section, but eventually figured out that you have to look away from the wall while jumping. Then I was met with some claustrophobic tunnels, some kind of waste disposal pit, and another catwalky, cable-filled place before reaching the tracks. The train seems to have gotten stranded all the way out over this abyss, but after a short walk to the control car up front and a leisurely ride in the dark, we reach my favorite area, Bloodborne, but with an ominous sci-fi monolith in the background. I don't know if Blame has an area like this in it, or if this was actually inspired by Bloodborne, but damn, now I need an entire parkour game set in a gothic town like this. The flat textures on all the buildings, that's just the icing on the cake. This glowing thing is constantly watching as you start making your way up the wall, a seemingly endless series of catwalks and pipes until you realize I'm really high up. And I still have a long way to go. This section of the map, as you slowly work your way across this side of this bridge, was the most memorable part of this level. It's peaceful, you have all the time in the world to make it across, and it really feels like you're actually going somewhere. Not just heading to an objective in a video game, but physically moving through a place, looking back at how far you've come. But after you make it all the way over, slide down the wall and head through this door, well, this palace is pretty cool too. One room leads to a dead end, or maybe there's a way to loop around and come up through that hole in the floor, and the other is filled with crates, each one with the number 132 scribbled on the side of it. This is, unfortunately, where I got stuck. Unless there's another door I missed somewhere, I'm pretty sure you have to tic-tac your way up on the boxes and then continue on through to the other side, but I couldn't find a great place to do this, and I'm still a little rusty, so I decided that after about an hour with this level, it was time to move on to the next, which is called Fall. Get to the bottom without dying. This time you have your grappling hook as well as the climbing picks, which helps to slow you down while falling. The key here is patience. Save points are somewhat far apart in certain places, so making any rash decisions will just lead to getting frustrated by having to repeat the same section over and over. You start off in this sort of grand looking stone hall with a big hole at the bottom. This quickly turns into a dirt tunnel filled with rusted pipes, and then it's back to more stone and rust. I ended up switching back and forth from grappling around like Spider-Man and smashing face first into various walls, and just using my picks to climb down safely. Both methods work, until they don't, and as I got more comfortable with grappling, the scenery started to change, and these giant spongy blobs started popping up. I have no idea why anyone would build a tunnel like this, what purpose it was supposed to serve, but at least it's fun to mess around in. Down further is a city perched out over the nothingness, and some very, very large fans. I was having trouble making it over to these support pillars at the bottom, so I decided to just jump. It took me about 20 minutes to finish this one. This next map, a procedurally generated to get to the extraction point type thing, isn't my cup of tea, but I think those of you looking for more of a challenge, who really want to become one with the megastructure and do whatever it takes to survive and navigate it, will have a better experience. This is a more experimental map that Rubeki intends on updating with new features, but basically you spawn in somewhere and have to make your way to an extraction hut to win. Along the way you can pick up batteries, USB drives, and other items to replenish stamina, drop checkpoints, and use your grappling hook. As things shift around each time you load in and there's no set level design, the map is kind of brutal. Unlike all the other maps and the full game, you'll have no idea where to go. I think these beacons are supposed to be pointing you to the extraction point. The environment is totally out to get you, there aren't that many platforms, and you'll have to make a lot of leaps of faith. There are even poison traps that deplete your stamina and kill you if you stay within their range for too long. Personally, I do like more of a curated experience in my games, handcrafted levels and all that stuff. So I'm not going to judge this one too harshly and just say again that it's not for me. But the next level is very much for me. This beach area could not be more different from the procedurally generated one. It's bright and sunny, there are places for you to sit down and relax, great views of the ocean from the rooftop, and some nice chill music to top it off. This is a little parkour sandbox map that made me remaster my Tic Tacs in no time and spammed the hell out of them to collect all the gems floating around. It's gotta be inspired by Super Mario Sunshine, right? My favorite thing to do in this one was climb up real high and walk between buildings using these wires, feeling the sea breeze rustle through my hair as I lived my best life. It sort of gives me rooftops and alleys vibes too, although you can't do all that fancy tricking and whatnot. Overall, a really nice switch up from the rest of these levels, both in terms of visuals and pacing. And since we're talking about switching up the pace, I'll bet you can guess why this last map is called Sonic. I also didn't finish this one, but I did have a fun of ton trying my best. Really, you can't slow down at all or else it'll throw off your momentum and send you tumbling over the edge, or you'll end up losing the speed that you need to make the next jump. So you've got to learn the best route to make it through, all without a save point in sight. Unless I just didn't even make it to the first save point, that would be kind of embarrassing. I do want to return to this level, and the first one too, once some of you upload your playthroughs that I can study frame by frame, because this is all just a little bit too fast for me. What can I say, I'm more of a beach cow. It is pretty cool though, watching the world whiz by as you fall all the way down to the bottom of the megastructure.